falling in love and drug addiction stimulate the brain in the same way. Both stimuli trigger the happy or pleasure hormone called dopamine. Dopamine is one of the many neurotransmitters or the chemical messengers in the brain. It is responsible in making us experience that feeling of pleasure, happiness, or in love. Let's go to where the action really happens, going into the brain's midsection. Right at the deepest seat lies the mesolimbic pathway, or what we call the reward center. Here are the key players. The VTA, or ventral tegmental area, which produces dopamine. The amygdala, which is responsible for processing emotions. The hippocampus, for keeping emotionally driven memories. The nucleus accumbens, which helps control motor functions or body movement, and the prefrontal cortex, which helps us concentrate or focus or for rational thinking. Our senses are the first to receive these stimuli or triggers. Triggers like being together with someone very special or hearing the words, "I love you." This generates an electrical signal in the neuron of the VTA, which triggers the release of dopamine molecules and is then received by the neuron of the amygdala. The moment the dopamine receptors of amygdala receive the dopamine molecules, appropriate emotion is produced, like feeling happy or excited. The hippocampus, which is connected to the amygdala, will store this exciting memory and will demand more and more of it. The nucleus accumbens, which helps control motor function or body movement, will do the action again and again. The prefrontal cortex will trigger increased focus on that reward or pleasurable action and divert most of our consciousness to it. Therefore, we will desire that everything is repeated so continued pleasure is experienced. This is the same reward pathway that chemicals like cocaine stimulate. However, it stimulates an abnormal upsurge of dopamine. With the upsurge of dopamine, serotonin goes down. Serotonin is responsible for feelings of satisfaction or content. With the decrease of serotonin due to an abnormal upsurge of dopamine, this will make you become less likely to be contented and will want more and more of this pleasure, which leads to having more and more of this drug. The hallucinations that these drugs bring can make you do the things you wouldn't want to do when you are sober. Too much of these chemicals will make your brain lose its balanced function until your heart can't take the stress anymore. People who are victims of substance abuse need help. Everything goes out of their control. Perhaps the natural triggers are simply not present anymore, like being loved or cared for. Too much love or obsession can bring so much fear, so much stress. But true love brings true joy, stability, great pleasure, and satisfaction.